What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Wright State Basketball Dynasty here on the John J Gaming channel. And I got a special doubleheader for you guys. I'm going to start with going on the road against Kansas State, which will probably give us some challenges, but will give us our best shot. And then we also will start Horizon Conference play, returning home to the one and only Nutter Center to play Cleveland State. So should be a good one. Make sure you smash that like button if you haven't done so already, and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you're brand new. I would truly appreciate it. Now let's go ahead and jump into these games. Alright, so we are here at Kansas State as we are getting ready to get things underway here, as Kansas State will actually go about winning the tip-off. We'll see how our team can go up here as they're just simply passing the ball around, and there's Nathan Crotchet with the steal. He's taking it up court and he misses the layup. Oh my goodness, that would have been so good. We needed you to make that layup, my guy. But now Kansas State, they're moving the ball up court, and we get another steal. This time Nathan Crotchet up court again. He's gonna pull up and he's gonna make it this time around. So we are up 3-0 and we get our first basket of this game. Next up, we have our guys going up court. We missed a rebound. They got the rebound again, and we actually get it. Nathan Eugene is gonna hold it down for us, as now Lewis Eugene, he's gonna pass it to Greg Albert. He's almost steps out of bounds, but instead he gets fouled by Brian Owens, and we do end up making both of our free throws here, as now Wright State, they're moving the ball around. It's a nice mid-range jumper for Greg Albert, but he gets fouled by LeVar Hardy, and we do make that free throw as well. And so we got a nice lead going here early on here as we're passing the ball around. Lewis is in the corner. He's going to drive, and it's going to be, looks like a charge as the Horizon League standings come up. You know, we're just making our way up slowly but surely, but we still have a lot of work to do, as we definitely need to win our conference to have any shot at NCAA play. Even for the NIT, we need to win the regular season, as Kansas State makes that one. They're starting to cut into this deficit a little bit. Now only 11-7, and Brian Owens gets his second foul. We don't have to worry about him anymore, which is a relief, because, you know, dude is a lot bigger than any guy that we can put on the floor that has any talent at the moment. So now we have one shot here. Greg Albert, he's going to make the second free throw, as now we find ourselves up by 5. So now Kansas State does a little nice pull-up, and we get out-rebounded once again. And now after starting this game on an 8-0 run, we're only up by 3. They are making a nice comeback here, but Lewis Eugene is able to get a nice lay-in and able to bring it back up to 5. But here comes Kansas State. They try to cut it within a possession again. They don't get it. And then Hebert, he's going to pull up, he splashes that thing, and it's an 8-point game. So now Wildcats, they're going to get this free. No, they're not going to get it. Rims out. Greg Albert's running the break. He's going to get it to Crotchet, and Crotchet this time makes the close shot. He missed a layup earlier today, but he's not going to miss his second time, though, as Crotchet and this Wright State team is looking to extend this lead, and it's a double-digit lead on Kansas State. You know, the Wildcats are shook right now. They don't know what to do. As now Crotchet, he's going up court. He's going to pull up. He's going to make that one as well. It's a 12-point gain. So now let's see what the Wildcats have going here. They're going to pull up from 3. And look at this save. They managed to get the save. But however, we do end up getting the rebound at the end, as Crotchet, he's going to pull up, try to get contact, and is able to get it. It's able to make both free throws right there as well, which is good to see as always. But Kansas State does respond. They get a bucket of their own to make this a 12-point game. And then here comes Kansas State once again. They're moving the ball around, taking their time, and they're going to drill the open 3 from the corner. It's now only a 9-point game. You need to be able to hold it down here the last 6 minutes here of this first half, as now we have an 11-point lead. They get a nice spin move, despite the double team just goes right through us. Now it's an 11-point gain. Try to get Lewis open. He is capable of making it, you know, only if he's wide open though. And even when he's wide open, it's a little iffy, as right on the other end, Nathan Crotchet gets the foul. and now it's only a 9-point game. But now following the 2 free throws, we actually turn the ball over and we set Kansas State up beautifully. Is now only a 6-point gain all of a sudden. Kansas State looking to make a comeback, show that they're the better team. They are a Power 5 squad, and honestly, we did expect stuff like this to happen for us here. So we've struggled all year. And now we're moving the ball around. Get it to Greg Albert. He makes the nice mid-range jumper from the elbow to make this a 10-point gain. Meanwhile, Kansas State, they're going to get the rebound once again. There's a common theme here. Kansas State is just out-rebounding us all across the floor as they're looking to keep this game close, at least before halftime at the very least, as Winburn makes that bucket once again. And so now 9 seconds left. There's Hebert with the steal. He's going up court and he slams it down with authority. What a slam to end this first half as we're up by 11. Can we pull the upset off before we go into Horizon League play? I sure hope so, but we got to keep it up. They're only shooting 30% from the field. They're going to come back with everything that they got. So here we go. Second half. Kansas State, they're trying to make it a 9-point game, and that's good. Next up, we got Eugene. They're going to try to pull it from deep. He's capable of making that shot, too. We're going to live and die by that three-pointer. And, it looks like we're dying by that three a little bit as Kansas State is working its way back into this ball game. As we leave them wide open in the corner for three, and that's good. It's only a 5-point game all of a sudden. So now we need to get our own offense going because we can't just play defense. Brian Lewis is open on the mid-range jumper though, the Ranger danger, and it's good. But we turn the ball over on our next possession, and Kansas State is coming back with some vengeance as they throw it down with authority. Getting the Kansas State crowd back into it, so we got to get something going here. We missed that shot too, and here comes the Wildcats going up the middle. And they missed the shot somehow. So we're going to bring it back on our side. Greg Albert lays it up. It's good. 7-point lead for the Raiders as we look to get one of the bigger upsets in college basketball. As they missed the rebound there, we're going to bring it up court to Brian Lewis. He's going to do a nice Euro step. As now we pull ahead by 8 points once again. So now Kansas State, they try to get a mid-ranger of their own, which is no good. Nathan Crotchett's going to pull up. He's going to make it, but his foot was on the line. So it only counts as 2 points. On the other end, here comes Kansas State. They try to do another corner three, which they miss on. And so now Wright State's running again. And there's Patrick Patterson, who has a nice cut to the lane. He's able to get that to go, making it a 10-point game. As Kansas State, they get their bucket of their own, cutting it to 8. Next up, Brian Lewis. He's going to pass it around. Eventually finds Nathan Crotchett in the corner. And it's good, and it extends it right back out to 11 points. We just may be able to get it done, but it's not confirmed just yet as we turn the ball over. Corey Hebert tries his best to get on defense, but we're just simply not fast enough. And now Kansas State looking to try to get one more push in. There's running low on time. 2.5 minutes. Somehow gets that jumper to go. The fadeaway. Been watching some Kobe Bryant highlights. Rest in peace, Kobe. As now 10-point gain. Kansas State's going to drive to the hoop. And they missed the shot. And so Patrick Peterson's going to drive. Nick Holtman's going to pull up. It's good. And that's going to be the dagger. As Wright State ends up beating the Wildcats 76-62. What an amazing performance by this team. So we ended up with a huge win today, and it's kudos to our dynamic duo in Nate Crockett as well as Grant Albert, combining for 40 points today. What a huge performance for those two, 24 and 16 respectively. Albert was actually our player of the game with 16 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists. The man was balling out today. We also had some contributions from a lot of the other guys on the team. Corey Hebert, he had 9, although he almost had a triple-double. He was like a 1 point and 1 assist shy of a triple-double. Luis Eugene had 8 points and 7 boards. Patterson had 8 off the bench as well. He led all of the bench scorers today. Marcus Lewis, he had 6 points. Devin Colwood and Doug Kelly also contributed with some points as well. But, it's a huge win nonetheless for our team. So now we get into the second game of this doubleheader, and this time it takes us into Horizon League play. It's our opening conference game against Cleveland State, who's also been struggling. They might have only won a couple games themselves. As now Cleveland State, they're looking to move the ball around, and they get into the lane, and it's good. Somehow able to get that to go, and Cleveland State is going to be on the board first here in Horizon League play, as Chris Hebert, he tries to make the pass to Greg Albert, but is picked off. And now Cleveland State is going to go as slow as humanly possible. Part of their half-court set. Going to get it to their big man, and he is able to bring it down. So definitely not a good start so far, and we need to get it rolling here, as now their shooting guard is going to force a foul on Lewis Eugene. He makes both of his free throws, and look at this. After dominating Kansas State, we're just now having a tough time with Cleveland State. Probably too much of a hangover from that big victory earlier this week, as now Cleveland State, they're driving up the floor, and there's Lewis Eugene's second foul already. So now it's 12-2. We missed our free throw, and then we just got to get it to our big guys, as Greg Albert is able to force a foul on Brian Alexander. He makes both of his free throws, but we still find ourselves down big. As we get the rebound, we have a chance to cut into this deficit. Patrick Patterson's going on the floor to Chris Hebert, who's able to sink the nice layup, cuts the lead down to 6. Next up, we have Greg Albert. He's going to go into the lane, try to force contact. It's no good, but Patterson, he gets the rebound and somehow misses his shot nonetheless. As Cleveland State runs on the other end, Nathan Crotchet has to force a foul to avoid the easy layup, as luckily he does miss the first free throw of this game. So let's see if he can make the second free throw attempt, and he actually will make the second free throw. So now we're down 15-6. We gotta get our guys going here. We draw a nice set for Chris Hebert, who's able to sink the free, and it's back down to 6. Next up, Hebert's gonna find Crotchet in the corner, going to back it out. Patterson is able to get a nice lane, nice post play for the backup, who's playing for Luis Eugene, as he's in foul trouble right now. As our team is looking to make a comeback here, we're only down by 4. We're looking to run once again as we get stops, and there's Patterson with another good layup, making it only a 2-point game. So now we got to stop on the other end. We can get the tie, and Greg Albert's going to provide. Going to tie the game up at 15. We were down like 15-6 at one point, and then we responded with a 9-0 run. As now Crotchet is looking to make it at least an 11-0 run. Greg Albert dribbling around, trying to find room. He's going to get it out to Crotchet in the corner, and he misses the shot. There's Albert with the rebound. He gets it in. Wright State really struggling from the three-point line, only shooting 13% from downtown so far. It's been really tough to watch, as Cleveland State is able to get a bucket of their own. They tie this game up, so we don't get anything going on the other end. Here comes Cleveland State. They try to get the lead back, but they don't get it, and we're going to throw it deep to Hebert, and it's tipped his way, thankfully. The defense by Cleveland State actually does us a favor that time by tipping that pass. And now it's a 2-point game with Patterson looking to make it double. And it's going to be just like that, ladies and gentlemen. A 4-point game for Wright State. As here we are in the last few minutes of the first half. We're looking to extend this lead as Chris Hebert hits from deep. It's now a 5-point game. As now Cleveland State, they're running the ball up court, trying to slow this game down. They don't want many possessions, as they get their own. No, they don't get their own bucket. So now Wright State running again. It's Nick Copeland from deep, and he sinks that one too. And just like that, it's an 8-point game. We were starting to run away with it. It was a little bit of a slugfest early on this first half, but our guys are starting to respond here, and respond big. We certainly are. It's now an 8-point game. Cleveland State now is running around, trying to get some points on the board, and is able to cut inside to Watkins, who has 7 points despite only having 2 field goal attempts this entire game. As now Cleveland State, they get some more authority. What a slam jam. As now Cleveland State is looking to try to make this a couple more possessions, but they turn the ball over. Here comes Greg Albert. He's going to pass it to Copeland, back it out. You know, we still got plenty of time, but Chris Hebert doesn't care. He's going to pull, and he's going to make it. And so now we go into halftime up by 10. It was really rough early on, but we're looking to establish authority here in the second half. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are here back with the second half of the Wright State Cleveland State game, and what a jam by Louis Eugene, who is out on the floor for the first time since very early in the first half, as he had to sit down because of foul trouble, and his influence has instantly been felt. As here comes Louis Eugene, able to get into the lane again. He gets their second bucket as well for the Wright State Raiders. Is now Greg Albert. He's going to look to Chris Hebert, and he's almost able to get it go, but that was an ill-advised shot. But doesn't matter. Louis Eugene is there again to pick up the board. Next thing you know, it's a 43-27 game here as we keep getting out-rebounded. Kind of a theme here in this episode here. But it doesn't matter, as we're able to shoot well from deep, and we're now suddenly make this a 17-point lead for us. This was after being down by 13 on their end, and they missed their shot, and it's time for us to run again. Here comes Lewis getting it to Greg Albert. He's able to bank the shot in. Nice. Homage to Tim Duncan as Cleveland State finds themselves down by nearly 20, but there's Greg Albert with the foul again. One more, he might have to sit down for a little bit, as Cleveland State is trying to get a little run going themselves. It's a 52-37 game here, as now Cleveland State, they're passing the ball around here, and he's going to throw it up to the paint, and there's Greg Albert with his third foul himself, and he might have to sit down. We'll see what the coach decides to do here, but in the meantime, they do miss the first free throw. You know, ball doesn't lie, of course. You already know what it is. And then this second free throw right here, he does make it. So I guess the ball doesn't completely lie, but, you know, that foul call was a little iffy, if I must say. As Eugene playing nice defense. Brian Ruiz gets the rebound. Here comes Crotchet on the other end. No one covers him from deep, and he's going to make them pay for it. It's a 20-point game. As now Cleveland State, they're just trying their best to have a little bit of pride here, as he gets rejected in the paint. What a block. Here comes Hebert the other way, and he's going to sink it. Oh my goodness, what a block, and what a transition three as well, as Wright State is just extending this lead right now. Crotchet's going to shoot from deep himself, and that's good. It's a 27-point game. Oh my goodness. They are just taking off on these boys. As now Cleveland State, they try to shoot the jumper. That's no good. Here comes Nick Copeland the other way. He wisely backs it out, and Nathan Crotchet's there. He sinks another 3-point shot, and now it's a 30-point lead. Just absolute dominance since that timeout was taken early on in the first half. As now Eugene, he's going to pass it to Hebert. He's going to pull up, and he's good to go. Makes it a 32-point lead, and that's going to do it here, folks, as we get our season high total of 90 points this season. Thought we were going to get 100, but we decided to lay off the pedal a little bit. But really good win, though. Taking a look at the stats for this Cleveland State versus Wright State ball game, and we had two boys go off once again. Corey Hebert in particular, man, has simply been balling out. 28 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Also had a block in there as well. Dude was definitely playing extremely well. Can't forget about Nathan Crockett either. He had 22 points, 3 boards, and 5 assists. Grant Albert, he may have fouled out like within like 7.5 minutes left in the second half, but he still had 14 Eugene had 8 points out there, and then, you know, Eric Patterson and Devin Copeland had nice contributions. Coming off the bench, Marcus Lewis, meanwhile, had 4 total points. How we're going to wrap things up here today with that nice little winning streak going as we start this conference play. Next time out, we'll get into the thick of things, playing against teams like Green Bay, Cleveland State on the road this time around, going UIC, home of the Flames, and then maybe close things out with the University of Detroit Mercer, home of the Titans. So smash that like button if you haven't done so already. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, because I would truly appreciate it. And for other sports gaming content here on the John J Gaming channel, I hope you guys have a really good one, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care, everybody.